That's what you can do.
That's what we can do. I'll tell you what you can do, Harrington. What's going on, Volk? How are you, buddy?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. We were just discussing right before you came on, because I said, oh, Alexander will be joining us shortly. And I was like, that sounds very formal. Does anybody ever call you Alexander?
Nah, no one does. It's either Alex or Volkanovski. So the fans and that would just know me as Volkanovski,
Yeah.
or everyone just calls me Alex.
All right, then. Well, Alex, thank you very much, mate. I know it's crack of dawn, 8 a.m. where you are. Not only is the world gearing up for Christmas, but you're getting ready for potentially, well, maybe the biggest fight of your life, and you're squeezing this in. So we appreciate you, brother. And I know you are a patient man because for those people that don't, well, everyone doesn't know. I changed the time when you're like 5 times. Things kept happening at our end. Anthony Smith is stuck in a snowstorm. Brian's going to a goddamn funeral to our wedding tomorrow. So thank you. We appreciate it. Well, let's get right into it. How is training camp going for Islam Makhachev?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. This is a bigger camp than usual. Usually I do about the 8-week camp. Look, I train all year round anyway. I'm usually reasonably fit, but we had a good structure from about, 10 to 12 weeks out. So we made sure we'll bring in guys in to train with and really just start nailing down on certain techniques and things that we might need to do and things like that. So usually I don't really have that type of structure till about 8 weeks out. So obviously I'm taking this one serious. I take every fight serious. I always go above and beyond, but this one we really are going above and beyond. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to go out there and show the new me because that's what I love about this, right? A lot of people look at the challenges and all this stuff. Yeah, sweet. It just makes you a better fighter, better human being. So I'm going to be, times 2 the fighter that I was. So I cannot wait to go and show my skills.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it either, mate. Really can't. I'll be down there commentating the fight. So looking forward to being there in person. Obviously, you've done some incredible things. You're the featherweight champion of the world. You're the pound for pound #1 fighter in the entire sport, mate. I mean, come on, talk about smashing it out the goddamn park. And now you have an opportunity to be a 2-weight division champion as well. Out of all those accolades, the champion, the pound for pound #1, a 2-weight division champion, where does that rank in terms of those 3 things that you have achieved, which are incredible achievements?
Yeah, man. It's a tricky one. Obviously pound for pound and all that, it's really good. Champ, but I was really chasing because I wanted to, you knock off your goals and what's next? What's next? And champ's next. But as soon as it was Islam and people telling me that, again, I love people doubting me and all that. And then seeing people like, oh, yeah, he's going to be too big, too strong and all this. The challenge that, and not just that, the opponent that I've got and all that type of, that excites me more. I think going for this champ and taking out someone like Islam is really what people are going to sort of remember. Again, a lot of people think that he's unstoppable right now. But I'm going to show you that he is stoppable. And I can't wait to go out there and do my thing.
Of course, when it comes to the unstoppable side of things, the Dagestani wrestling, that's a big part of it. I mean, it's a stupid question to say how much of the camp is dedicated to that. Of course, a lot of it is, I'm assuming a lot of it stop the takedown and fight your fight on the feet, where I think you'll have an advantage. How are you preparing to do that, though? Are you bringing in a lot of wrestlers? Do you have anyone that can emulate that Dagestani style in your training camp?
Yeah, we're getting a whole lot of different looks. Obviously, their wrestling is a high level. Their grappling and their control, they're really, especially Islam, really good at pinning and holding people down and things like that. So we're obviously breaking down a lot of their movements and things that they like to do, techniques they like to do, and the way they go about their control, which is usually a little bit different to your normal jiu-jitsu guys and all that, well, which everyone knows. But I don't think everyone will say that it's different, but they don't really know why. We are figuring out why. And, we are understanding why, all the details and little details that are going to obviously give us a upper hand and things like that. So, man, it's again, having the right people around you, the right people that want to figure things out like that, and then having guys at a very high level and a lot bigger than me, putting me in these positions. And even while I'm fatigued, I'm doing workouts where, they're getting me really fatigued and then putting me in these really bad positions. Again, I can't really explain exactly what it is. Can't give too much away.
Yeah.
But it's pretty obvious what I'm talking about. But I mean, getting me fully fatigued and then still working at it, and I'm still so hard to hold down. That's what people really don't understand. So again, people are going to go, yeah, it's different to this. I go, I'll show you. Again, no disrespect to them. Their grappling is very good. That's why I'm taking this so serious. But let me tell you now, I'm the man for the job.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. And that's really smart of you as well, Alex, because being able to do it and operate at a high level while you're tired, like you mentioned there, that is key, because when people get tired, that's when they make mistakes. And that was always like kind of my game plan. I'm going to fight at a high pace. They're going to get tired. When they start getting tired, they're going to make mistakes and they're going to give me something. So, yeah, no, that's actually genius that you identified that. 155. Go on.
Sorry, you'll be surprised. Like, honestly, even at the highest level, how many people don't do that? Like, how many people will give up as soon as they're in a bad position? I'm like, I spend most of my camp in these shitty positions, the worst positions you can think of, the most later stage submission, later stage dominant positions. You know what I mean? Like all that type of stuff.
Are you starting your camps? Are you starting your training sessions on your back in tough positions, and you're going to fight out of that to get back to your feet before you can even start going to work?
Oh, mate, we're doing, that's the thing. A lot of people just prevent getting there, and then don't hey, if the fight doesn't go there, good, that's a bonus. But I need to be prepared. I need to be ready if it does get there, because there's a good chance. There's a good chance he might get the takedown, might get a nice trip, or whatever it is. I won't be surprised if he does it. Again, I'm working everything right now. But if it does, I guarantee you this: I'm going to be composed, I'm going to be calm, and I'm going to be fighting my ass off and getting back to my feet. And I will not panic. I will not panic. You won't see me lose composure, nothing like that, because I'm doing the amount of hours I'm doing here. That's why I'm so calm in these people. It's like, how do you do this? How do you do that? It's like preparation is everything. It's just a lot of people don't prepare how they should, because the people are like, I won't get there. But what if you do? Be ready. What if you do? So for me, we know what he wants to do. So even if he does get me there, I'm going to be more than prepared, more than ready. And I'm going to be composed. Why?
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no. Sorry, but I thought you were done. I was going to say, speaking like the pound for pound number one on the planet there, I'm telling you, because everything you're saying is absolutely spot on, Alex. It really is. At 55, people think you're going up a weight class, which you are. But you came down. What were you at your heaviest in rugby? 220, 210, something like that?
214 pounds. It was 214 pounds. So it's about 97 kilograms.
So going up to 155 in a healthy way as well, not just anyone can put 10 pounds of blubber on and just be unhealthy, or maybe you don't cut the weight. But what do you think you'll be fight week? And then, do you think you'll still have to cut a few pounds? Is that the plan?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to cut. Like, people don't realize, even at featherweight, I cut a few kilos. Like I look reasonably small, but I look reasonably small because of my short. But I mean, I'm obviously solid. I hold a lot of muscle, and there's a lot of weight, dense weight there. So I usually got to cut a bit. So I'm definitely going to be cutting a fair bit. It's going to be a pretty decent cut, because, like you said, we are bulking. We're trying to do it correctly. Not only put on the weight, put the right weight on, right? Exactly what you're saying. So it's funny. I swear, all the kilos that I put on are just going to my legs and my ass. So it's good to have my ghetto booty that I had back in the footy days. So
that's the best place to have it, though. That is the best place, certainly for stopping takedowns. Like, my son's a wrestler. The poor guy, his ass and thighs are fucking gigantic, mate. We can't find pants or shorts or anything to fit him. It really is an issue. But still, in terms of wrestling and power, that's where it all comes from. In terms of stopping the takedown from this guy, I mean, that's got to be everything here. I'm assuming power is going to be a big part of that as well. Cardio. But do you think he's going to come in and just shoot for takedowns straight away? You think he's going to try and, play around on the feet a little bit, keep you guessing? What do you think his approach is going to be?
Oh, man, he's going to definitely mix it up. They're not silly. They're not a silly camp. They know even when they're striking, they're very defensive aware, and their approach is always for their game. So, a lot of people, like, they're striking, you're not seeing them do like crazy striking. You won't see like crazy kickboxing sort of striking, but everything's calculated, and the way they approach everything, it's pretty defensive. There's always a safe net and a way to, work their sort of shots from there, or clinching and things like that. So they don't take unnecessary risks on the feet. Khabib was the same. So they're clever. They're clever like that. They don't take too much damage. But again, I'm pretty clever on the feet. So and I'm not the type to just stand in front of someone. So obviously, they're going to be aware of that. They're going to know they're going to have to try and cut me off or try and work their way into a clinch. But it's easier said than done when when you start putting these again. And they're very defensive aware, and they don't like to take risks. So it's going to be, while I'm doing the movement, he's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable and he's going to find it a little bit frustrating and awkward to just shoot whenever. So he's going to have to approach it correctly. Otherwise, he'll be copping some of these.
And February 12th, local time, when that goes down in Perth, this isn't taking place in Fight Island. This is going down Australia. You're going to have a massive crowd. The support, because I've been there. I fought in Australia, and I thought I might have got like the hometown advantage, but I was fighting Vanderlei Silva, who's a goddamn legend back in the day. Oh, the abuse that I got when I was walking out. When I came back next time, everyone was on my side. It was cool. But when I was fighting Vanderlei, Jesus Christ, the abuse that I got. I don't think he's ready for an Australian crowd. I mean, that is going to be the icing on the cake, not only to beat Islam, become a 2-weight division champion, but in your home country as well. Have you imagined that moment? Have you allowed yourself to go there yet?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Like you always picture that. You always you listen to the music, and then you start like really not only, I'm the type of guy that I'll even I'll see my hands getting raised and all that and celebrate and all that, but I even sort of vision like details of the fight, or like situations and things like that, and which usually sometimes will happen in my fights as well, like where I think we're going to be and what I'm going to do, and so just start sort of putting that forward. So if I'm in this position, be ready to capitalize here and here. So I start to do a lot of that stuff, but I definitely have pictured my hand getting raised and the home crowd. It's going to be incredible, man. It's been a while that I've fought here in Australia, and not only that, I wanted to defend my belt, but at least fight for a title. So I'm going for the champ, making history, and it's going to be incredible, man. I can't wait, because the fans are going to be wild. Make the tickets sold like that. There's a lot of hype around this card, and I can't wait to go out there and show people what I'm capable of.
Yeah. And another thing that will make it nicer, and I don't mean this in any disrespect towards Islam or his team or anything, but Khabib will be there. He'll be in his corner, and he's known as the GOAT. And certainly they are a powerhouse team. So that'll be, I guess it just, that, because it's even tougher, right? With Khabib as the coach, as the cornerman, as the mentor for that team, and how highly Khabib is revered. So as I say, I'm not saying it from a disrespect type thing, but to be the guy to go out there and be the first one. All right, granted, he got knocked out when he first came on the scene in the UFC, but to go out there and take the belt off him, will that make it even extra sweet?
Oh yeah. Again, they're like, no disrespect to them, but that's why this fight's so big to me. It's this, this Dagestani wrestling. It's just, no one can figure this out. They're on a roll and all that. Khabib's boys and training partner, and then Islam, what he's been doing his last few, all that. That's what, again, I was chasing the champ. That's what motivated me before I knew who I was fighting. As soon as Islam won, and the people talk, something just was like bang. That's all that I cared about. Is just taking out Islam. And it wasn't any disrespect, but I just felt like the fact that, like what you're saying, all that stuff just made it like this fight so much bigger. And like me accomplishing this goal, not only, the champ is obviously going to be incredible, right? Like having 2 belts, let's be, but not just that, it's just taking out, while doing that, taking out someone like Islam, especially being from a featherweight, going to move up to lightweight, then fighting not only any lightweight, you're going to Dagestani wrestling, Islam, who's known to just walk and control and throw around all these lightweights. How's Alex going to deal with that? You know what I mean? And this just makes when I get my hand raised, it just makes it so much bigger. So that's what's motivating me right now.
Yeah,
like the fight itself. So it's going to be extra special. Getting both belts on them shoulders, but who I'm taking out in the process. You know what I mean? Again, like people look at it as, I just don't know why people don't ever want to challenge. Do I think this is going to be easy? No. Does it need a lot of preparation? Yeah, it does, definitely. You know what I mean? It is a challenge. But just because it's a challenge, should I protect my record, protect this pound-for-pound spot, do all this? Nah, take it on. It's going to make you a better fighter. And honestly, so I still got like 8 weeks left, or just under 8 weeks left. And I'm already twice the fighter I was. just because
Really?
of how I'm taking this fight. I'm stronger than I've ever been. My hips have never been so strong. My scrambling ability's never been on point. I've always been good there, but now it's just a whole nother level. So it's I can't wait to just go out there and just go out there, prove all the doubters wrong, and then like again, the way people are carrying on, this is going to be absolutely massive and massive for the legacy. So I can't wait.
Yeah, mate, it's going to be huge. I can't wait. Last one on the fight. A lot of people were saying this on Twitter, and then we'll ask you a couple of fun things and we'll let you get on your way. No doubt. Got a hard day of training ahead of you. The fact that, and this is with no disrespect, the fact that you're a shorter guy, do you think that's going to make him harder to take you down? Because in my opinion, whenever, and listen, I'm no Dagestani wrestler, I'm no D1 wrestler, nothing like that, but I can wrestle a little bit. It's part of the job. Whenever I was trying to take down someone that was shorter than me, that had a lower center of gravity, I really struggled. Taller guys, you can get in the legs nice and easy, pick them up, put them down. Do you think he's going to struggle with that as well?
Of course, that's just, I guess, science, isn't it? Like, like that lower center of gravity.
Physics.
Physics. That's the word I was looking for. that's just it's just facts. That's just how it is, right? Like even when I played rugby league, I was always hard to tackle because I was short and stocky, and I could, always get a quick play the ball. So easy for me to get up because of that short. So it's not only harder to take down, it's a lot easier to scramble and get back to your feet. Like I'm an inch away from getting to my knees and to my feet. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it's like for me. So, like,
an inch away, come on.
You know what I mean? Like a couple little strips or a couple little turns and things, and then I'm half up. Like, that's the difference here. And people, obviously when they grapple me, they totally understand that. Like they're like, fuck, like, I feel like they blow out obviously about my strength, and then just not even when they're on top and trying to hold, they're like, how can't I just put all my weight and hold this guy? What's going on? It's just, again, it's obviously me understanding the game and me fighting for every millimeter. And I'll fight for every millimeter for that whole 25 minutes. And a lot of people give up when things don't go their way, but I don't. I'm always find a way. I'm a problem solver, always have been, and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, wow. I'm pumped for it. As you say, you are a problem solver. And what I mean by that is, obviously, you had 2 fights with Max. A lot of people said they were close, whatever. The third one, earlier this year, you put that to bed in style. 50-45. It wasn't even close. Totally closed the door on that entire chapter. And in doing so, and then combined with the fight with, I think it was Zombie at the start of the year, 2022 Fighter of the Year as well. You're picking up awards all over the place, Volk. Come on. Life of Volkanovski is very good right now.
Yeah, man, it is. It is. It's pretty incredible. Like, obviously, the hard work is... and it's always good to see it get noticed, right? Like, when you put that work in, you do what you got to do, take on fights that, some people wouldn't do, even though you're already 2-0 against someone like Max, knowing that Max was still that big challenge. And, do you need to do this? You know what I mean? For me, for my legacy, I needed to do it.
You didn't need to do it, to be fair, but I understand.
Exactly. For me, I needed to do it. And again, that's what makes people good champions as well. Like, you're not going to turn up every time, right? You cannot turn up. There's going to be days where you don't turn up. But when you say problem solver, even like I made it pretty clear about that second fight, how, there's things, we won't get into it, but to be able to even feel like that and not be there 100% and then still find a way to just turn things around and bring it back to yourself. Like things like that. Like, I was in no right to even end up coming on top from how I was sort of feeling. But that's just the guy I am, the problem solver I am. Is I'm going to find a way. My body don't want to, everything's feels like it's not going the way I want it, but we're gonna find a way. In the guillotines with Ortega, get in there. Like, it's like I was trying everything I could. It wasn't working. All right, well,
that was close. How close? How uncomfortable was that? Because I remember again when I was in Australia, Vanderlei Silva had me in a guillotine. I was like, shit, and I could see Dana and Lorenzo Fertitta sitting right there, and they were looking at me, and I'm like, ah. But then the bell ended, thank God. But how close was that?
Oh, mate, it was deep. Like as I told you, I put myself in like the later stage sort of submissions and things like that as you could think of, and like. I would let people like go deep. I would make them like I'll go loose so they can get the best positions they can, and like no one even got it close to how deep he still got it. You know what I mean? Like that's
he's good.
But like that, like the way he did it as well, because it was mounted, the way he trapped my legs, even trapped my arms at the start, and the way he had that connection from his hips to my hips, everything was just textbook, beautiful. Like there was the way he did that was actually beautiful to watch. But again, I was doing everything. It was deep. Like the lights were dimming, everything. I remember holding on, doing everything that I thought I needed to do, kipping to make a bit of space, trying to get that hip up, and it wasn't working. Like, you know what I mean? The lights were still sort of dimming, and I'm like, well, fuck, I ain't stopping. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going. He's either going to tire, his arms will gas before I go out, or I die, whatever it is. We'll see. So I just kept going, and then sure enough, he started getting weaker and weaker, and then the lights started coming back, and then instantly, even this is just where I am. I still can't breathe properly, right? I'm still struggling, but I could see that everything was coming back, and I could, obviously knew that he was tiring, and I'm already, while I'm still getting strangled, thinking, I'm going to get up, I'm going to fuck this guy up. As soon as I get up, he's gassing, I'm going to fucking pour it on. You know what I mean? So it's just funny where my head's at, like, the way I do things, I'm always looking at different to how people would be like, all right, get out, all right, chill, pull guard, or whatever it is, get your breath back. His arm's gas, I'm going to fucking capitalize on that and punch his head through the canvas. So that's exactly what I did.
Amazing, mate. Absolutely amazing. Obviously, one of the best, if not the best fighter in the world right now. A fantastic father as well. A loving family man. It is Christmas coming up at the end of the week or first day of next week. Sunday or Monday for you, is it? I'm not sure. But Christmas, mate. Talk me through Christmas when you're in training camp for a champ fight. I mean, because, fortunately you're going to be at 155. I'm assuming you can indulge a little bit, but talk me through Christmas Day in training camp.
Yeah, man, it's just obviously there's going to be a couple of days there where, we'll train, but I'll still have to have that, recovery is a big part, but I mean, there's going to be days where you have to sort of be able to still spend time with the family. You can't just sit there and lay in bed and recover for the next session. So I think on Christmas Day, I still haven't talked to Joe, whether we get a session out in the morning, then have the Arvo off. I'll figure that out. But
that's discipline, man. That is discipline.
Exactly. We'll see. Maybe not. I think maybe Christmas Day, maybe we'll have the day off on the Christmas Day. I'll talk to Joe. I don't want to ask.
It's a Sunday. Come on. Or a Monday for you.
It's we're actually doing sessions on every day at the moment anyway. So again, we started camp early. But yeah, so obviously it's going to be plenty of family time, but as long as I'm there, get the sessions out of the way and be present. You know what I mean? I'll just try my best to be present and work around that while I'm still doing work.
How many kids do you have? Is it just one or is it two girls?
Two girls.
Two girls, yeah. I can hear one of them in the background. She's having a bit of fun there. Do they know? Sorry, how old are they, Volk? My apologies.
5 and 7.
And do they understand what you do?
Sort of, yeah. They do now. Yeah, so they do. Again, they understand, and they're starting to understand the depths of it too, right? They understand, like, oh yeah, Daddy's champion and all that, but now they understand why people want photos, or when people come talk to me and they're like, I need to talk to them, and they're like, oh, guy is a fan or something like that. They get the extent of it all now. So now they know that. Obviously, they know UFC, they know MMA is a sport. You can't just do that out in the streets and stuff like that. So they're really starting to get it all now anyway. So it's good. I think the last fight with Max, they ended up seeing, I don't know if they seen towards the end of the fight or they actually were there for the decision to get my hand raised and things like that. And then I think they seen everyone there, the way that they were reacting and all that type of stuff. I think they got a real sense of, oh, wow, this is big. You know what I mean? Got a real understanding. Because when I come back, even my little one was like, whoa, wow, you know what I mean? It was just different. It was something different. I think they really understood it after the last one.
It's the best feeling in the world, isn't it? You go and win your fight, come back to your family. Fantastic. All right, let's just talk about BetterHelp really quick. BetterHelp, they offer professional counseling, but it's all done online. So you don't have to travel across town, sit in your car, go in a waiting room. It takes all the awkwardness out of it, essentially. But it focuses on your mental health, okay? And that is such an important thing these days. There's never been a bigger spotlight on it, but still, there was still a stigma attached. And there's still a lot of people, I feel, that, that do suffer, that do have issues, but that still don't want to talk about it. And sometimes now, especially at this time of year, at Christmas, you know, when maybe if some people, you're looking around, you think they've got the perfect family, and maybe you're on your own or whatever it is, and maybe you're feeling lonely or sad, depressed, anxious, you know, everyone's out drinking and having a good time, and those addiction issues are popping up and being an even bigger issue than what they sometimes usually are. Speak to somebody will help. Let's go into 2023 with the best version of yourself, and do that by using the support that BetterHelp offers. They've helped over 1 million people take charge of their mental health. Okay, so much so that they are recruiting new counselors all the time. By the way, you know, when you sign up, in just 48 hours, you'll be hooked up with your own licensed professional therapist. If you don't like him or her, then you can just find a new one. You can switch straight away. You don't have to explain why or nothing like that. Just get a new one. You know, just use the functions on the app to get that done. So sign up to this. Take charge of your mental health, right? Come on. You know, if there's an issue, you know what it is. You know what it is. Maybe I haven't identified it, but a lot of people have something if they're honest about it. And you know what? Just talking about it, getting this stuff off your chest. Like I've said it a few times when I was going through my anger management program, it helped me so much. It really, really did. So whatever it is, come on. Be man enough or woman enough to take that first step and do it in the most convenient and cost-effective way by going to betterhelp.com/believe. Betterhelp.com/believe. That will get you 10% off time you took charge of your mental health and became the person that you were always capable of being. Betterhelp.com/believe. You're going to get 10% off your first month, and good luck. You know, you mentioned them knowing what you do. In Australia now, the sport's getting bigger and bigger all the time. Of course, guys like yourself, Robert Whittaker, Tai Tuivasa, Jack Della Maddalena is doing huge things. How is the reception on a mainstream level? For example, the reason I bring this up is because one of the questions on Twitter, somebody wanted me to ask you about this. Leon Edwards, of course, won the belt recently. He's the only British champion that we have. And he was snubbed for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Wasn't even on the shortlist. So a lot of people are annoyed at that because they felt he should have been. And he should have been, you know, but they don't really recognize it as much. How is the recognition level in the mainstream in Australia?
Yeah, well, look, mainstream. You're right. It would be the similar here as well.
Right.
You know, it's they don't jump aboard. Like obviously, you know, like it's not up to me to be this, but I mean, they do awards. Obviously, you're getting Fighter of the Year in MMA and all this type of stuff. But the fans, obviously, Australia, the people, everyone understands the sport's so big in Australia now.
Yeah,
so big. So like some of your UFC athletes are some of the biggest stars in Australia when it comes to sport as well. But you're right. You know, when you're looking at it from a mainstream point of view, it's not where it should be, which is unfortunate. You know, especially for myself when I try and be, you know, the athlete I am, and then what I try and represent. You know, my family man, and you know, I'm all about discipline, hard work, respect, all that type of stuff. You know, try to be a good role model, right? That's just who I am, but. You know, that doesn't get recognized because, some people still look at the sport a little bit different, which is unfortunate. You know what I mean? Especially with all the accomplishments I've got this year. A lot of the people understand it, but I mean, the mainstream, won't give you the recognition that you deserve. But again, that's not up to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just keep doing you. It's the institutions. Yeah, exactly. So Christmas Day, who's going to be cooking, Volk? Because you've got the cooking channel. We see you on Instagram, see you on YouTube. You're always cooking up a storm. I'm assuming you'll be in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's me, mate. That'll be me. I'll get the camera out and do some. I love cooking, man. I don't mind cooking. I get the camera out, get a little episode out of it as well, and people love it. So it's good, yeah, man. I enjoy it, and now I can eat the food, so that's
absolutely,
good. So,
absolutely.
Mate, I tell you what. I'm struggling with I never thought being a fighter and always cutting weight and all that type of stuff and dieting, and I used to hear people whinge about bulking and trying to put on weight and eating too much, and I always felt, look at these guys whinging about eating too much, like how about them? But now, honestly, I made understand it is hard work. It is physically and mentally hard to force down, especially when again the calories you're trying to put down are reasonably clean, right?
Yeah,
so there's a lot of food.
So it's not chocolate, it's not beers, it's not a steak pie or nothing or pizza. It's good old fashioned meat and vegetables. and pasta and rice.
Yeah, exactly. Meat. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the carbs and proteins and just barely any fats and saturated fats and all that type of stuff where a lot of calories are. So there's a lot of rice, pastas, and chicken and proteins and shit like that. But I mean, it's harder than you'd think.
No, it's a tough life you've got there, Volk. As a guy that had to kill himself to get to 185, I've got limited sympathy, brother.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. So Christmas dinner, do you do a traditional turkey or the rest of it? Is that what you do out there, or is it a little different?
A little different. We'll usually have big barbecues and that. Like it depends
Nice.
what we're doing, but I'll usually have a few things going. So whether it's you could have some pork, you could have beef, have chicken wings, you name, have a bit of everything. So it's usually just a big barbecue and a shitload of different types of food.
Do you know how to cook a Yorkshire pudding?
Yorkshire pudding. Which one's that? Is that the one with the jelly?
No, bro. Come on, you got to do a Yorkshire pudding. I was asking my wife; she does them. Christmas dinner in our house isn't Christmas dinner without them. And Sunday we're going out for the first time ever, just because my wife can't be house cooking because I can't cook to save my life. But Friday we're doing a traditional roast with the Yorkshire puddings. You get some, eggs, milk, flour, mix it together, get some boiling hot fat in like the baking tray. Pour it in,
it's a great
in the oven, and it swells up. A Yorkshire pudding. You've never had a Yorkshire pudding, Volk?
I know I've heard of it. Like now that you're mentioning that, like the way you're saying it, now I'm trying to figure out maybe not. I know we have some things that it's a dessert that you have over there in England. What is it? Like it's a
sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee
pudding.
I'm not sure, but it's got
trifle.
It's got like all jelly. It's got like.
Trifle, the jelly, the jam, the jelly with like the sponge, custard, cream.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, Emma's Nana always brings that around. So like we always have that on Christmas Day as well.
Yeah. All right, well listen, mate, we'll let you get going to training in just a second. Harrington, he has scoured the questions on Twitter. The people have spoken. Harrington, don't be alarmed by his appearance. He's a fool. We know this. It's okay, though. Harrington's main question before you came on was, I wonder if the champ, the pound for pound number one, the fighter of the fucking year, is going to have the pink headphones on. Disrespect.
Yeah. I finally upgraded to just earpods. So nothing special. I mean, like, man, I still remember that day. It was funny because I literally. Like I was like, man, I don't even have headphones. Like, what am I going to do here? So I just end up using the girls' headphones.
Nice.
But it was funny. I still remember talking to you about it. It was before the match, the first fight when I was fighting for the title.
Yeah.
Maybe you had to have a toilet break while you were working. I was about to walk out.
Oh shit! Did I really?
Like,
well, that's disrespectful. Well, I apologize.
No. You were waiting though. You were sitting there because you seen that I was about to walk out for the biggest fight of my life at the time. Yeah, this is a title fight. And I seen you there, and I realized that you wanted to pass. I'm like, no, you're right, bro. Go.
Yeah.
And then,
shit, like, that's right.
Sorry, mate. And then I told you, hey, remember the pink headphones? I remember saying this as I was walking out to fight Max.
Yeah. No, I do remember. Oh shit. Hey, that's cool. But that shows your mindset. Right before then, remember the pink headphones, walking out for a fight like that, a title fight against Max, who was unbeaten back then. Do you know? Well, not unbeaten, but he was the man. You know what I'm saying? Still.
Yeah.
It's mindset.
Yeah, man. Honestly, that's just how I am. I'm so like composed, and again, this is really is a sport to me, and I treat it like a sport. That's why I'm very calculated and things like that. So that's why you can see me sort of break people down in there, and that's what you're going to see February 12th as well. So I can't wait.
And that is so powerful, and Harrington will get to you right now because I used to try and wind myself up and like get like that, which is the totally wrong thing to do. You want to be cool, calm, and collected. I'm assuming you agree with that.
Yeah, I do. Like, again, everyone's different, right? But for me, I don't want to put myself in my mind frame and my mind, like I don't want to put me in a position that I'm not used to, right? Like, I don't walk around the house, I don't walk around training, revving myself up, put me in this sort of state that I'm not used to. I want to go in like how I would sparring. Obviously, now I know that I'm allowed to punch them a bit harder, which is all right. But at the same time, I want to be that clear, right? I want to be that clear where I can go out there and really figure these guys out and stick to a game plan and have my way with them.
Awesome. Harrington, right. The Volk, the champ, The champ, the fighter of the year has got training to get to, okay? So don't waste his time on shitty questions.
Not going to. Speaking of training, Brightside MMA wants to know, in Australia, we don't seem to have a lot of Sambo. How are you doing finding training partners for this fight specifically?
Yeah, man, like we end up bringing a Sambo guy. So there was a guy that we come in and there's a bit of a story to that. I won't get into that, but I mean, like, yeah. So we ended up bringing him, but it wasn't the most respectful in the conversation. So you know, I had to, yeah. So when we bring him in to sort of teach him a lesson. But anyway, it was yeah. So I'll leave it.
Put him in his place.
I'm not usually like that. I'm not usually like that. But I mean, like, yeah, he thought like, oh, you're gonna need this, need that, and then I showed him real quickly that we didn't need nothing.
I've had that a couple of times with a couple of Iranian wrestlers. I had some Iranian wrestlers. They thought their shit didn't stink. Oh, anyway, go on. Carry on, Harrington.
But, mate, it was just that, look, again, like, you know, just the way it was. And I was like, well, look, yeah, anyway, I don't want to get into it because the guy, you know, could be watching and be like, oh, you know, I didn't mean it like that. Well, anyway, that's how we took it. That's why we're a little, I'm not usually like that in training, but I mean, I had to prove a bit of a point. And yeah, it wasn't just me. I didn't want just me to prove a point. I even got some of my guys. I've got like guys that are like 21-year-olds and things like that. And we had like Craig Jones there, and just we all showed him like, do we really need you, mate? Yeah, settle down, right? Like, yeah, again, your shit don't stink, you know. We're like, come on, mate. So yeah, that's sort of how it was. So we sort of taught him a lesson.
Hell yeah. All right, so it seems like you're prepared for the Sambo, to say the least. All right, number 4.
So yeah, we're bringing a lot of different looks, but obviously we did bring a Sambo. And again, there's no disrespect, like we wanted to, but it was just how that person went about it.
Okay. All right, number 4, Featherweight. Arnold Allen wants to know, do you have meal deals in Australia? And if so, what is your go-to?
Do you know what a meal deal is?
A meal deal? No, what's a meal deal?
So in England, Harrington shouldn't have asked this because I knew you wouldn't know. It's where you go into a supermarket and for like a sandwich might be £1.95, but for £2.30, you can get the sandwich, like a bottle of water and a bag of chips or crisps. You know what I mean? So that's a meal deal.
Like
yeah. But Arnold Allen,
so as in it.
Yeah, Arnold Allen loves it. He loves a meal deal. He's always going on about them. But never mind the meal deal.
See, he loves a good bargain. That's good. I like it.
He loves a bargain. but is that a meal that you would love to chow down on at 1:45 one day? Arnold Allen, I'm talking about.
So wait. Now I'm getting confused. Was this a different type of question, or we?
Yeah. No. Just that he brought up Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen, obviously, I think he's on like a 9-fight win streak. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. 100%.
Do you see him as a future?
Honestly,
go ahead.
Oh, 100%. He's a great fighter. Great human being too. So I've got a lot of respect for the kid, and I want him to do good as well. So and he's right there, right? That's the thing. You got the guys that are fighting for the interim now. There was 3 of them that, you know what I mean, he's one of them. Like it was someone was going to miss out. Someone that deserved it was going to miss out. And that was, that was fact. And I had him right up there with the other 2. So he's definitely right there. And again, he's the one who's at least trying to go out there and earn it. Doesn't, he's the type of guy with the earn, not given type of attitude. And I love that. So keep doing what you're doing. He's a good, like I said, I like the guy and he's got good skill as well. So I'll definitely be seeing him in the future. I know I will.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely guy and very, very humble, hard worker. On that interim title fight, I would be remiss if I didn't ask, who do you think wins that?
It's an interesting one, man. I've been thinking about it here and there. Who do I think is going to win? I feel like Josh Emmett will need to use all his tools as well. Like again, obviously he's got the big hands, but I really think he'll be able to land some bigger shots if he starts, engaging in some wrestling and all that. I think he's going to be a lot more powerful than have you second guessing and worrying about other things so he can start landing hands and then get him on his back and all. It depends if he tries to use all his MMA tools. I think Josh Emmett can do it. If he just wants to stand there and bang, I think that favors Yair Rodriguez.
Harrington.
So a lot of people want to know, Zabit is talking about making a return possibly at 145. Was that a fight you felt like got away? Like, what are your thoughts on his possible return to the division?
Yeah, I was looking forward to that eventually happening, right? Because I'm the type of guy. The thing is, I want fights and I want big fights, right? And I felt like he was going to be a big fight. There was a lot of hype around him, but again, I want people to earn that spot as well, because I don't want it's so much different when you got a guy that's killing a lot of hype and he's number one contender to then he hasn't even fought a top 5 guy, and then just giving him a title. I don't know. They're just because a lot of people were throwing all other names. I've always wanted there to be a guy. That's the guy who's next, and everyone's screaming their name. And I thought he was gonna be there. I thought he was one fight away from fighting for a title, and I thought that was going to be a big fight. So I was disappointed when I heard that he went away. But I did see something that he might come back. But after Feb 12th, after I do what I do, he might go and retire again. So we'll see what happens.
Final question, Harrington, then we'll let the champ get about his day.
Okay, this one it's over my head, but I'm hoping you can give me an answer here. Favorite character from the Big Les show?
I have
the
no
Big
idea.
Les show. Oh, mate. What's his name? The main guy. It's not the Big Les show. Oh, that's a hilarious. I still watch that here and there. What's his name?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know.
Do you know the guys' names, or is that just a question?
No, that is 100% a question.
Is that a question?
It came out of nowhere, but I saw it's a highly rated show. I figured you'd know it.
Mate, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's just like as Aussie bogans as you can get. I'm forgetting his name. The Big Les guy, the one with the beard. See the guy with the beard and the moustache?
Yeah. Oh, that's me.
Yeah, so that fella. That's you. There you go.
I think I've got another Aussie. I've got another Aussie question here. I think it's from Crossing the Line. It says, ask him how he is going to explain to Islam how he should never pick a fight with someone from the Gong. Whatever the hell the Gong.
That's where we're from.
Oh, Wollongong, is it?
That's Wollongong.
Yeah,
Wollongong. That's where I'm from. So, mate, he's going to know. How do you know how you tell him? You let him know with ease. That's how you let him know. You know?
There it is. Best takedown in the game. Left hook. Never mind all your single legs. Alex, thank you very much for your time. I know you're a busy man. You've got a big fight. It's Christmas. You've got children. You've got training camp. On top of all your accolades that you've achieved, hopefully you're going to be a 2-division champion. You might be, and this trumps them all. This will be the biggest win for you. Guest of the year on the Believe You Me podcast. I mean, come on. The day just keeps getting better.
There you go.
Alex, you're the man.
I'm just ticking off all these goals, you know what I mean? I'm just
ticking those boxes left, right, and center, mate. Hey, listen, on a serious one, thanks for your time. Really, really appreciate it. I'll see you down in Perth. Good luck with the rest of the training camp. Have a wonderful time at Christmas with your family. Thank you very much.
No worries. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Likewise, mate. You take care. Merry Christmas.